Hello, all of my gorgeous souls, everybody who has made their way here to connect and share space today on my channel, Aeipathy. I thank you, and I'm so appreciative that you've decided to join me. I decided to do a quick impromptu reading. I don't normally record at night, so we're going to see how this works with the lighting. But I was just inspired to do something today and do something a little different. So as you can see, I have absolutely no crystals out on the table. It's just going to be the cover cards that you can choose from for your reading today. I have no idea what I'm going to title this, so at the time of recording it, it's a work in progress, unnamed. But the intention behind this, and maybe you can tell that the cover cards are all a version of the High Priestess energy. And the High Priestess card too is the most intuitive, character or symbolic energy in the tarot deck or tarot system. And it represents connecting with intuition, connecting with source, your higher power, your higher self or inner being, whatever you like to deem it as. And really, again, getting in touch with, I guess, your personal journey, your own spiritual path. So it's sort of my intention today is just to allow source to come through, kind of convey whatever messages you most need to hear right now. I have so many friends and just fellow healers and just all sorts of people all over that I'm connected to that I know are struggling or that are going through weird times. And if you are in a place of difficulty or confusion, unsettled energies, then this is the reading for you. I hope you'll take something from it. And I invite you to stay and listen. If you're drawn to one of the piles, then it means there is definitely a message within one of them for you. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have available. So this is High Priestess number 1. And if it matters, this is from the Stretch Tarot. Very interesting, unique High Priestess energies in each of these cards. For pile 2, this is the Dreamkeepers Tarot. As you can probably tell as well, I'm really into Victorian imagery, Victorian times, Victorian photography, these sort of live action, live photography images. Pile 3, the High Priestess. This is from the Tarot of Unknown Shadows. So go ahead, reflect over whichever card is drawing you in most, calling to you most, 1, 2, or 3. And I will meet you over at your reading. Let's get started and see what Source has to share with you today. Hey, pile 1. I'm so happy to have you here. You guys were drawn to the Stretch Tarot version of the High Priestess energy today. And we are going to channel your inner High Priestess and kind of get a feel for whatever messages you need most from Source. This is going to be a direct, obviously, channel allowing you to connect with your intuition, my intuition, Source energy, pure positive energy that's meant to enlighten you, encourage you, bring awareness and clarity. That's the whole purpose of my readings. If for some reason you don't enjoy it, no worries. I won't be offended if you navigate away from the channel. But if you do end up liking the reading, I ask only one request, and that's you engage in some way with the channel so that it helps me to grow and reach a wider portion of the collective so that I can share these messages with others. So if you would like to comment, if you feel compelled to, or to like the video, to share it with someone else who maybe would enjoy and appreciate the message, and of course to subscribe and click the notification bell so that we can be friends and you can come visit me again and you'll be notified when I do post. I also do lots of shorts videos. Right now I don't post full videos super often, but I like to do a lot of shorts, so you'll always see those popping up, and those are fun. So if you want to catch those, be sure you're subscribed. But let's get started on your reading today. It's going to be a short one. This is just very impromptu, not planned literally at all. But you have chosen the Stretch Tarot, which is a beautiful, independently created deck that features these just very interesting, Victorian-esque imagery. And I thought to also choose it because it's almost Halloween at the time I'm recording this, and there's just a little bit of a macabre element for some reason to these decks. So, and you know that Victorian times were all about that, morbidity. They took photos literally of their deceased relatives. So, yep. All right. pile 1, set your intentions, please, before the reading. It's always something that I encourage and suggest that you do, just to ready yourself, put yourself into literally receiving mode, to be open, receptive, and I guess in the best energy possible to receive the messages, to take in the messages that are going to come through for you today. Select a sign if that's going to help you to kind of anchor and affirm the messages you receive as well. Trust in source, though, that if you've even come across this reading, then it's something you're meant to be seeing. So you can go ahead and have reassurance in that. But for pile 1, those that are watching pile 1, what do you want to say to them right now, Source? We're giving you the open mic. What would you like to say to them? We have the Queen of Wands, optimism. And I love that there are keywords for these particular cards in this deck. So we have the Queen of Wands, which is fire energy coming out. So that's Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. We have the Eight of Cups, which is abandonment. So water energy. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, of course. We also have the Nine of Cups, contentment coming out. More water energy. And the Moon. More water energy still. A lot of people associate the moon with Pisces. I associate it with Cancer. It's literally our ruling planet, and I am a Cancer, so I make the rules. That's number 18. So clarifying these energies, lots of water coming out. I can already tell that the main message here is a need to kind of control, not control so much as to balance or rebalance the emotional body right now, but also to stay present in your emotions. It's kind of like a teetering in and out for you. So the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, which is called patience. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands, completion. We have the Chariot energy coming out for the Nine of Cups. And for the Moon, we have the Ten of Swords, ruin. And I felt for some reason compelled to pick one more out, and that's the Six of Cups, pleasure. The underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading is the Page of Pentacles, which is diligence. I'm going to start here. For some reason, I'm just feeling a need to start right here before I even get anything else out on the table. So let's do that. Your very fiery personality, you know, and there's such a zestiness about you, and an inspired sort of a very motivated go-getter aspect to your personality, pile 1. At the same time, there is a tendency to literally abandon this energy, lose steam quickly on projects or on things that you get involved in, lose self-confidence as well, is what I'm hearing. And you get bored easily. You know, this contentment energy is ironically the exact opposite. That person looks very, almost like petulant, but bored. There's just this element of dissatisfaction or lack of contentment in this particular card. And it's clarified by the Chariot, which is a card of movement. It's sort of to say, like, you never stay in one place long enough to really get things moving, get the ball rolling, or allow that momentum to really build and achieve success. Here it says completion with this Nine of Wands energy. I don't think, you know, this is super clear. The patience to complete things, to really see them through so that you can, I guess, fully realize your power of what you're capable of. It's not there. It's not there. You end things, you know, well before you need to. When they seek to no longer give you that initial kind of gratification, that gratifying energy that exists almost with this youthful like spirit in the Six of Cups embodiment. And of course, it's actually depicting children, and children have a very passionate and enlivened sense to them, a creative nature to them that adults simply do not possess, but they also have very short attention spans. And I'm kind of picking that up here. Again, ending things, sort of like diverting focus, not staying on task, being unclear, clouded in your sense of direction. And the Moon energy, of course, is the one major arcana presenting out here with the main spread for you. So it's going to be weighted a little bit more heavily than some of these other cards or other players that are sort of filling in the gaps. The main energy is the energy of the Moon, which represents fear, confusion, cloudiness, things not being, you know, completely revealed to you, remaining hidden. There's also an element of intuition tied to the moon. Of course, again, it's Cancerian energy. It is Piscean energy, also Scorpio. It's a watery energy. There's so much water here. And of course, we have the High Priestess, which I chose as the card for everybody today, which is another nod to kind of leaning again into that intuitive, emotional body to sense and intuit the best way forward, like literally kind of honing into your inner senses in order to know the right course for you. I really think that's something that, again, is lacking. Diligence being a Pentacles energy, so it's earth energy, it's going to be related to material possession or material accomplishment, material attainment. It does feel like this mostly impacts your work realm or your physical realm, your manifestations and your attainment, your success in, again, a material sense. So you could be struggling financially at this time, or again, feeling a very distinct lack of desire or a little bit unclear on direction of how to go forward. And with that, I think that it's honestly what Source is saying is that there's just a lot of beautiful qualities about you, Pile 1, but it's a very scattered energy, and we need to sort of kind of hone down a little bit more diligence there, a little bit more commitment and patience to the craft or to whatever it is that you're undertaking. And I do think you'll see big successes. You know, the Queen of Wands is an energy of success. She's someone who is definitely capable of manifesting some really amazing things. But you have to see it through. You know, fire burns bright and hot, but it's maybe not always long lasting or sustainable. That's why it needs to be balanced with these other energies of water, and we even have some earth coming out for you. I think that's the main issue, the main message that's coming through. So let's get a little bit more, insight into what's happening for you. And what's interesting is I was going to initially start with the Queen of the Five Elements cards today for each of the piles as the cover cards. And then I pulled 3 and I went in a different direction, but these seem to speak so beautifully to the energy I'm picking up here with you. So we have fairness, we also have intuition, and we have grounding. And these are, really, I guess, confirming energies, Pile 1, of the need that you have to create that sense of balance, really leaning into your intuition and grounding yourself at the same time, to be able to step into this energy of power. Think of justice as related to fairness and balance as well. And justice is all about, having good command over something and seeing it through and having the right and just outcome present. And I think that you also have a slight edge of victim mentality to you. I'm definitely picking up the energy here of, I guess, being very easily discouraged, feeling that things are not always very fair for you, and ultimately lacking a bit of the self-awareness that's necessary to realize that, the components and the pieces are all there, but unless we sit down and really put them together, they're not going to create the full picture. So you're sort of the missing link, Pile 1, in your own success. You're not fully showing up for yourself. You're not allowing yourself the full capacity to achieve success. In fact, you're doing yourself a great disservice in the energy that you're showing up in. So let's get some more information, shall we? What else do we need to know for Pile 1? What should we share with them today? The King of Wands, assistance coming up over the Queen. Interesting. We have the 5 of Cups, disappointment. The 3 of Wands, virtue. This is for me like loyalty. Loyalty to your plans, loyalty to seeing a vision through. There's such a pureness to your spirit when you have an idea, and it, again, with that like burning so bright, that beautiful Queen of Wands energy, and then we even have the King coming out, so stepping it up even a layer. There is such a passion and a drive and a desire and a sincere and pure intention with you. Yeah, the Strength card here, this energy of infinity. It's almost like you feel like you'll see it through. You have the longevity, you have the capacity for it, and you feel that initially, but then it kind of burns out. And again, you're left disappointed. You're left feeling as though, things again didn't, what it does is it actually sets you up. It makes you believe as though, nothing works out for you, perhaps to the very severe end of the spectrum. Some of you watching may have that energy. For others of you, it's just a bummer. It's like, why can't I stay feeling excited or committed? Or why, why are none of my ideas really taking off? And what I'm getting is that it's really important for you to understand that, again, you possess all of those tools and skills, but it's the application of them. It's the way you're applying the energy. It's the way you're managing the energy that's lacking. There needs to be more leaning on intuition and less in the 3D. And there needs to be more balance between the passion and the drive, as well as, again, taking measured, practical, yet very purposeful and aligned steps to get you there so that you don't experience this burnout and you don't keep kind of manifesting cycles that remain either unfinished or unsuccessful. That's a huge part of the belief system. And if you experience something historically and it doesn't kind of go the way that you'd like it to, you're inclined to believe that it's going to happen again in the future and repeat itself. And then that kind of continues to be what you manifest because, again, it's your belief. So let's get some oracle. This is actually flowing really, really easily and beautifully. I also want to use my little Cartomancer cards. I love these so much. Some more information for pile 1, please. We have feeling. Card 1, Ace of Clubs. Mother Earth. So again, there's like such a stark contrast. There's like the energy of feeling and emotion and intuition with that watery energy. Then we have Mother Earth. We have grounded energies coming out for you. Persona. Yeah, this is to do with how you show up in the world, pile 1. This is you having the full capacity to manifest a really beautiful life and truly almost having like that star power. We have Crossroads falling out though out of the deck. And for me, this is an energy, with the compass behind her of being lost, kind of being unsure of which direction, which path to take. And in some cases, like, yeah, where should I devote my energy? And so it could be very possible that because you're not completely heeding intuition and what feels best for you at the time you're taking on projects, that you're getting involved in things that you don't necessarily truly want, or getting involved with people. That's coming in for me. If you're, this applies to not so much life stuff, but more relationships or friendships or whatever it is. But there's just some repetitive sort of a cycle of energy that keeps playing on a loop for you in your life. It's going to apply to one major area for you, dependent upon whoever's watching. It's going to, be distinct for each person, but it's having your hand in so many things. And it's almost like I kind of almost don't want any of these things that much, but I feel like I need to be doing something. And yet there's a slight disconnect with the intuitive sense, again, that is going to be able to help guide you to that right next thing. So all of these projects or aspects of life that you're getting involved in, they're truly not fulfilling, or they're not fulfilling and sustainable, long-lasting, long-term, because perhaps you don't truly want them anyway. That's another thing to reflect on and consider. Haven't decided yet if I'll edit that out or not, but that was my child, in case you heard him. So that was maybe a sign for some of you. Maybe there's a link with children, maybe about starting a family or having a family, or maybe you want to add to your family. Maybe you aren't sure if you want to go down that path at all of parenthood. Whatever the case may be, take it if it resonates. But it's definitely a sign for somebody regarding that kind of direction or that arena of life. But again, it's going to be distinct for everybody. And there just is this energy of a crossroads, or kind of like a split decision, a split way, a fragmented, again, part of self that really just isn't able to fully commit to anything because you're not sure, you're not fully aligned and connected and tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you're not embodying enough of that high priestess energy. And I really just felt guided to use the high priestess energy today because of that exact reason. I feel like a lot of people are losing their sense of direction right now, and we all need to kind of navigate our way back to that. So let's get some guidance for you, pile 1, on what you can actually do to sort of, I guess, get things more aligned and in a good place. We'll start with the Moonology manifestation deck. We also had the moon coming out for you first, so this should be a good deck to use. Guidance for pile 1, please. And we have full moon in Scorpio, breathe through the tension. New moon in Taurus, know your worth. Now this is super important, as I do think there is also this kind of toggling or push-pull energy within your own self, because I think you lack a distinct sense of self-confidence. It comes up very markedly that you compare yourself a lot to other people. You're easily intimidated by other people. And there is this side of you that feels so confident in your capabilities, in your energy of what you can bring to the world and to the table. But then on the other end of it, it can very easily get derailed, is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Push through any insecurity. You have more Cancer energy coming out. But this is like really just about getting clear about what you deserve. The fact that you do deserve it. Everybody is divinely deserving because you simply exist. And breathing through and releasing any of that resistance that kind of does exist within you, that's stopping you from being able to manifest everything that you're worthy of. In fact, I want to ask, what is pile one able to manifest, or what can you tell us about that? We have go for it, new moon in Aries, and last quarter moon in Scorpio, reveal what needs to be seen. So this is really interesting. I felt very much that this is, the people watching this particular pile do have a very unique sense about them in energy and presence and talent. Perhaps everybody is valuable and worthy and deserving and amazing, but there's like a star power or star quality to you. It's a rarity, it's a uniqueness that not every single person possesses. Everybody has a uniqueness to them, but there's just something a little bit extra, I'll say, with those watching this pile. And this is really talking about, if you can hone this and get this down, you'll be able to go for it and shine. Aries is a fire sign, so they're, similar to Leo. I'm going to think of this energy of like standing out, being a showstopper, being somebody who's meant to have, their eyes on them, meant to have their work out in the world, or meant to, attract the attention of someone or something that's really of high value and high worth, that can match the energy that you want to put out into the world. We're going to get some closing guidance for you as well, pile one, from the Guiding Light Oracle. Get some closing guidance for pile one. Hopefully this was clear for you and gave you just a little bit of insight. Again, this was not a planned reading, so I'm not delving too deep, but hopefully it does something for you. We have card 30. Thank your lucky stars as you begin to count your blessings. More and more blessings will come. So this is about the energy of appreciation. That's super important. Okay, what we were just saying, align with your wholeness. Also reduces to number 8, the energy back to strength, tying back to strength, which did come out for you earlier. You are not your illness, symptoms, or habits. You, the person, are always whole and perfect. So you're not all of your previous failures, pile one, or your fragmentedness, your chaotic, your all over the place-ness. The part of you that's not confident is not who you truly are. When you are aligned and in your truth and living authentically, it's those moments when you feel so inspired to act. When you're in that Queen of Wands energy, that was the first card out. That is what you need to embody more often. But again, balance that with the trust and the connection to source through your intuitive sense, through your intuition that guides you and tells you the way, the path forward, literally the way to go. And that's your wholeness. And we have blessing in disguise. You are being asked not to judge your current set of circumstances. So as hard as it may be, pile one, right now with everything going on, to even stay in a mode of optimism or appreciation, for everything that is good that's already flowed to you and all the manifestations yet to come, it's important that you just stay in that energy as much as possible. And again, continue to have faith, trust in the universe, trust that everything is always working out for you. The universe always has your back. You need to help yourself though along the way. I definitely encourage more grounding activities, meditation, getting out in nature, getting acquainted with water. Again, water energy was super prominent in this reading, and just doing what needs to be done in order to kind of get yourself back to center, connect with that intuition that you possess, so that all of this goodness, all of this beautiful energy that you have, pile one, can get out into the world. So hopefully this has been helpful to you and you've enjoyed it. And if you have, I would love to see you again Until next time, Pile 1, I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy. I hope you take great care. I hope you enjoy your night, your weekend. Go feel free to peruse other videos of mine if you would like to, if you feel called to. If you've appreciated and enjoyed this message as well, please consider subscribing again so we can be friends and I can see you again. And until then, hopefully, see you soon and take great care. Bye-bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. I'm so happy to have you here with me today for this pick a card reading. You were drawn to and chose the High Priestess from the Dreamkeepers Tarot. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time that you may be hearing my child in the background because he is home. I'm recording this very spontaneously, so normally I don't record at this time of the day, and I am, so we may have some ambient noises, and I apologize in advance. At any rate, we're going to be taking a look today at this unnamed reading. I don't know yet what to refer to it as, but we're definitely going to be sourcing our inner high priestess power, connecting with source, you know, our inner selves, our inner being, our higher self, and getting the messages and the insights coming through for you of whatever you need to know most right now about your journey, your personal path, whatever, you know, you're encountering at this time in regards to your current life experience. I just want source to come through and speak and give you some clarity on that. So that was the intention behind this. I'm going to just shuffle briefly as I do that. And as always, I ask that all of my viewers go ahead and set their intentions. Just ready yourself and get into receptive mode, literally, to receive these messages and insights that are going to come through. You want to be in the best energy possible to get the most out of the reading, any reading, mine or any other readers as well. And you can also feel free to select a sign as well if you feel called to do so, to help affirm and anchor those messages you're going to receive. Trust, though, from source that they are always going to guide you to the right readings, the right messages that you need to be hearing. And if you have been drawn to this video today, then there's a reason for it. So you can just trust in that, if nothing else. I didn't really focus too much on this for Pile 1, but the imagery in this card, this is one of my favorite decks. So what I love about her is it looks like she's holding something. She's holding a scroll, if you can see that. So for me, this is like this energy of wisdom. She also has horns kind of coming out of her head, which is interesting. There's just a very, like, again, macabre sort of an interesting energy to this particular high priestess. It's very different from other versions that I've seen in other decks, but I love it. And I love that she's also sitting in a bird's nest. There's just a lot of like planning, preparation, knowledge, awareness coming through for me with this particular version of this card. So that may resonate for you or be relevant to your reading. We'll see if it is. But let's go ahead and start for you, Pile 2, at what you need to know most right now, what source wants to share with you just about your life journey at this moment. So first out, we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Moon. This also came out for Pile 1. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Nine of Pentacles as well. This is like pre-Empress energy. She's kind of up there with High Priestess and the Empress. So things are not looking terrible, but they're definitely a little stuck with this Eight of Swords energy for you, Pile 2. I'm just straightening my cards. That's important to me. Okay. Clarifying this energy with the Eight of Swords, we have the Hanged Woman, literally the Hanged Woman. That is interesting to me. Yeah, you're a little stuck. Regardless of gender, I have some men that I know watch my channel, but regardless of gender, especially if you do happen to be a male or, you know, resonate more with divine masculine energy, this could even indicate, for me, it's coming through a message that you could have a little bit of imbalance in your yin or feminine energy, which would represent intuition, your emotional self, your heart space, your heart chakra could even be blocked, even your throat chakra, because of course feminine energy is usually a very good communicators or more expressive communicators, I'll say. And that was kind of a theme with Pile 1, so that may be of interest to you to watch if this at all ends up resonating and that makes sense for you. With the Seven of Wands for the Moon, the Seven of Swords for the Knight of Pentacles. So lots of divine energies with the number 7s coming out, and the moon also being very attuned to the divine. The 9 of Pentacles is the Ace of Cups. We have on the bottom of the deck the 7 of Pentacles as the overall underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading. Now, what's really interesting about this pile 2 is what I'm seeing here, the biggest issue for you is actually related to self-love, sustainability of self, and your ability to manifest. As I said, things don't look terrible because I really don't think they are. I just think you're in a really long growth phase at this time. You're really kind of going through the ringer with it. So for me, it feels like you're struggling because everything's been taking a very, very long time to come to fruition for you. Or it feels like, you know, I've put in so much work, I've put in so much effort, so much energy, so much investment, and I'm not kind of getting that return on investment yet. Things are still very much in that development or that, again, incubation, that fertilization phase, and nothing's really coming to bear fruit yet at this point. So again, you know, we have the Hanged Woman or the Hanged Man energy coming out as the only major besides the moon presenting out for you, clarified by the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords being just directly next to the moon. These are energies, again, of stagnancy, of being stuck, of being inhibited in the mind specifically. The moon represents the aspects of fear and of confusion, of things being hidden and not revealed or not seen to you, and you not trusting. So there's a distinct lack also of being able to connect with your intuitive sense. We have the 7 of Wands, which is an energy of resistance and of challenge or obstacle, clarifying the moon. There is a lot of inability for you to connect to your higher self. We also usually depict or see in the Hanged Man energy a depiction of somebody who's illuminated. So even though they're kind of self-suspended or limited at that point in time, it's the energy that kind of is shared between the 8 of Swords and the Hanged Man, is the idea of self-suspension, self-limitation, self-restriction. So it's putting yourself in that state. However, with the Hanged Man energy, it's typically one where we see that their head is illuminated. But in this instance, you can see that her head is actually kind of half covered. So again, this element of like hidden energy, things being clouded and unclear, partially concealed. Because things are not clear to you, pile 2, you have a lot of difficulty seeing the right way forward. I think you get very confused on plans, on what you need to be doing, and you, as a result, take no action. The 7 of Swords here, you know, first of all, they're wearing a mask or partially. So again, this idea of concealment, of just not trusting, not seeing a whole lot of the way forward, but also not trusting in the knowingness that your path is right at all moments and points in your life, and that no matter what is presenting or not presenting clearly to you, again, you can trust it and continue to walk with it and in it by faith. The Knight of Pentacles is again a reference and an energy to things moving incredibly slowly, but working towards this beautiful abundance, this pre-Empress energy of the 9 of Pentacles. And it's clarified by the Ace of Cups, which to me immediately came through as love of all forms. You know, love is the highest energy, the highest vibration of all. It will represent a loving relationship for some of you, but for others of you, it's also just kind of being in love with self. Finally achieving and attaining a level of success and independence and confidence and worth that you've always been seeking and sort of been getting sidetracked and lost along the way. But because it's taking so long, this Knight of Pentacles energy is definitely grounded and solid and stable and real, but it's taking a while. And as a result, there's all these swords that are being held, and it's kind of like this person is just getting overwhelmed, feeling burdened, and just not clear. There's a lot of swords energies presenting here, or at least ones that are not positive in the sense, combined with the moon, that tell me that there's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot of worry and stress and anxiety and fear-based sort of living, rather than living again by trust, by feeling, by intuiting your way forward. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more information for you. And I'm actually going to take the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle and get a few cards from that. What else do we need to know for pile 2 right now, please? We have abundance, riverbanks, and growing. So pile 2, this is literally needing to flow more with your journey, with all of the lessons and the opportunities for growth that are being presented to you, that are ultimately going to lead you down the stream that creates all this abundance, that is going to be this harvest for you, literally with that wheat in the background. It's very much making me think of the Seven of Pentacles, where we have this investment that we're kind of undertaking, or that's in development, that we've been investing and putting energy and work towards, and we've been cultivating and nurturing for quite a long time, and yet nothing is actually coming to pass and developing from it. It's not coming to fruition yet, but it is on its way. There's a need to flow more. Again, more water presenting, more watery energy. So for me, again, like tying back to the moon, tying back to this element of intuition that needed to come through, this Ace of Cups, even this self-love. There needs to be more love. There needs to be more, again, trust, flowing with whatever presents, and just allowing life to move you where it needs to go. You don't have to be in such total control. Yeah, this is needing to open up the heart space. Definitely that chakra is likely blocked for you, pile 2. And that's also preventing not only the self-love and the self-confidence and encouragement that exists only from within you, that's going to help propel you forward, but it also blocks out all the love that you could be receiving from others as well. It kind of closes you off and shuts you down, and that's not a way to live, because of course the universe is all by love, and that's what we want and what we should desire to achieve for each of us. We're all deserving of it for sure. So what else do we need to know for pile 2, please? We have the Two of Wands. So there's likely a decision to be made, or lots of decisions, and you just struggle to make them. Again, it's coming over that Hanged Woman energy, the energy of stuckness. We have the Queen of Pentacles, though. Oh my goodness, it's saying that that's right there, pile 2. It really is right there. The Three of Wands. The plans are already set in motion. I know that you can't see it. I know that you can't see it with the Seven of Swords. That's a card literally of concealment, of hiding, of avoidance almost, and sneaking away. But in this sense, it's tied to like the lie, cheat, steal, the thief card. And it's giving me this sense, this vibe of like being cheated out of what you feel you deserve and what you desire so much, and like robbing you of your joy. But I promise you, it is on the way to you. And we have the Page of Pentacles. What an interesting, odd-looking Page of Pentacles. There is so much that's on offer for you, pile 2. There's so much that's, again, we have, a lot of energies here talking about like development and the start of something, or something being in the works, something on its way to you. The momentum is building. With this Page of Pentacles, I actually want to get a clarifier. What does this have to say? The Queen of Cups and the Four of Wands. This is what you desire most. For a lot of you, it's going to be a relationship, but either way, it's just this balance. It's this harmony and this sense of really just contentment within, contentment with your life. The Queen of Cups, I see her as just such a beautiful energy of someone who is super emotionally receptive, of course, highly intuitive as well. These two gals, the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups, are the most intuitive individuals in the entire tarot. But it really just tells me someone who's in perfect balance emotionally and highly aligned with spirit, with source, who's allowing all of the good to flow to her, and who's also able to give that out in balance as well. The Page of Pentacles is just promise for me of like there being that return on investment that you are so desperately wanting with the Seven of Pentacles, that waiting. The Two of Pentacles, it feels like it's not coming. I know that. It feels like it's not on its way, like it could happen, but it also could not. But you have to know that the Three of Pentacles, I love how each of these characters, these bodies they have no head. They have no head, because you know what? It's not about the logical process. It's not about how things come to be in the mind. But look at how they're lacking heads, but their bodies are submerged in water. They're in the water. They're connected to their intuition, to their emotions. And they're even, what is that? It's bottled up. They're bottling it up. And they've got these butterfly or these moth wings, which are a symbol of transformation. So this is really on its way and coming. You know, you're thinking that it may or it may not, but Source is wanting you to know, like, it's coming, okay? Like your counterpart or the other piece of this, again, that offer, that thing that's on offer and on its way to you, it is coming. They're touching, they're linked up, you know, so that if that's a concern for you, there's a lot of energy about love here. Like if love is actually going to come through and happen for you, I would have to say most definitely it is. But the energy of the Three of Pentacles is actually beautiful when it comes to love, because it's stable and real. And again, it's pentacles, it's earth energy, it's grounded. It represents things occurring in reality and developing and building and creating and collaborating together. It's very, very beautiful. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. So getting a new beginning, but a passionate, just inspired new beginning. Again, as I said in the beginning, the start of this reading, pile 2, it's really difficult for you to get going on projects and to feel, you know, clear on the way forward, you know, and the difficulty in that is, again, this lack of drive or passion or motivation, knowing what pieces and players fall into the mix, knowing the right way forward, who's supposed to be a part of it and not, or how is it supposed to come to be? Is it even really going to happen? And I think it's just saying that this is all going to come together and you will eventually have it make sense for you and understand why everything kind of took so long, why everything was still in development when you felt it should have been manifesting. What is this Two of Wands energy about? The Nine of Cups and the Eight of Wands. This is about needing to get clear and make a decision on what you truly want so that you can go for it. So that, you know what, so that the resistance can release and you can be propelled forward. Right now, look at how the Eight of Wands is normally an energy that indicates somebody or something moving very swiftly. It is the energy of swiftness. But in this case, something is kind of hanging on to this woman, and she's hanging on to the wands as well. And she's not in flight. She's actually pretty stuck. For me, it's something that's holding you back, or beliefs. It's some kind of energetic, again, resistance that just prevents you achieving this Queen of Pentacles, which you're so capable of. What is on the way specifically to pile 2, please? Especially with this Three of Wands, the energy of waiting for your ships to come in. What are those ships? What is it for pile 2, please? The Six of Wands, so success, definitely. Victory, confidence. The Two of Cups, beautiful. So that's the energy of love definitely coming through in this pile. It feels like it was important for you to know that today. And this is the energy called the Creatrix, which is the Magician. And it's just about manifesting what you desire. So success, fulfillment, manifestation, creativity, love, all of the best things are waiting for you. Like absolutely waiting for you, pile 2. Let's go ahead and get some guidance for you. Let's start with the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. And I also want to pull a few of my Cartomancer cards. I did not do that for you all yet. I love this little deck. They're so adorable. So we have Existence. It's another number 3. Separation. So what is coming through for me with this? Existence, this is like an existential crisis, sort of. This is like a separation of you. We're never truly separated, but it's definitely cutting yourself off from source energy and not understanding where you fall and fit in and how magical and powerful you are and how you are source energy. It's yeah, a disconnect with that. It's a separation. It's feeling unclear about who you are or what you're meant to be doing, how you're supposed to show up in the world. Harmony. There's going to be balance and a restoral of this piece. I love that the Harmony card is the 10 of Hearts. So that's like the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups for me. It's an energy of beautiful, beautiful fulfillment and happiness. And we have Persona. This also came out for pile 1. So again, this is like a very strong tie to needing to better understand self, better connect with intuition, and where you kind of are a divine and spiritual being, and you need to connect with your source, and you need to always stay connected and aligned with your truth and with source energy, which is within you, because that's your guidance system. That's how you're going to navigate through life, and that's going to make life much, much easier for you, pile 2. Some guidance for you from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. have step into your power. First quarter moon in Aries, definitely necessary, pile 2. We have leave the past behind. You need to let go everything that has already happened. It does not serve you to hang on to it any longer, including focusing so much on what is still not yet coming or how long it's taking. Just release it. Remember that Riverbanks card came out. Let it flow. Let it go and let it flow. We have full moon in Libra. So a Libra is a great energy because for me, that's about, again, this idea of balance. It is an air sign, so an air energy is going to represent mental kind of intellect and logic and kind of like this pragmaticness that you sit in. A lot of swords came out for you. It's having balance in the mind, but also Libra is a very sensual, passionate, inspired sign. So it embodies kind of like the cups versus wands combined together. It's ruled by Venus, which is going to be over love, and lots of love came out, as well as like luxuries and finer things in life in terms of materialism. So finding a balance is going to help you, again, achieve all of those things. Let's get a few more from the Guiding Light Oracle for you. What is the practical guidance? What does pile 2 need to keep in mind right now? What is the guidance for them with all of these energies presenting out, Source? Ooh, this one wants to come out. So we have Guiding Light, card 4. In your darkest hour, you will find the light that will shine through you and lead the way. So this may be a lull. This may not be your lowest point or the darkest, point in your life, a dark night of the soul. Maybe for some of you, but what I'm feeling more so is it's just more a stuckness and not fully seeing the light and seeing the way forward. And this is kind of about, again, trusting and then sort of navigating your way even in the midst of that darkness, because you will find that light again, and that's going to get you through and help lead you out of this. And just for clarity, the light is source and is intuition. More light, beacon of light. These don't all say light. And it's funny, I felt prompted to look at the bottom of the deck, and we have true love coming out. So lots of stuff about illumination. Beacon of light, you are a leader, teacher, and mentor for many people around you. So you kind of probably possess like the star quality I talked about with pile 1. I would definitely encourage you to watch pile 1. It feels very connected and linked, these two energies of the people watching that pile and this one. But there is just something extra special about you, and it's such a shame. I know that it disheartens you so much that it's not coming together for you. Like everything is just in this holding pattern and nothing is actually coming into play and beginning. You have to just stay in that star power that you know you possess, and that confidence, that assurance, that trusting of source energy that it is going to manifest for you. And then specifically true love. At the core foundation of this relationship is the potential for true love. So there may be kind of like a relationship on your mind, or just the idea of love, of true love, in fact, that you're wanting and hoping to have in the future. And it definitely looks like that is going to happen for you, pile 2. Onward and upward. Let go of the past so that you can be present and create the future you desire. And we got a bonus for you, which I love, which is you are worthy. It is time to stop feeling unworthy, unloved, and undeserving. And I think that's the key literally to it all. If you connect through your intuition to source energy and get into alignment, you are going to feel amazing, and you will feel worthy every step of the way at every moment of the day. And you will rarely, if ever, encounter a lot of the energy of feeling that you're having at this time. There will not be all this cloudedness and this lack of clarity in your judgment. You will feel inspired to act and take certain steps forward, and you will actually take them. And you will begin to see things unfold for you in your physical reality. That is my promise. If you heed these insights and this advice, pile 2, things will begin to change for you. I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that it has been helpful for you. If it has, and if you have enjoyed it and the messages, feel free to engage if you would like to. Go ahead and leave me a comment or share this video with someone else that you love and trust and care about, that maybe you want to just encourage them. Maybe they need to hear this same message, or you just feel like they would be beneficial to hear this reading, one of these piles. that'd be wonderful. And of course, subscribe so that we're friends and you can come back and visit me again. I do hope to see you in a future reading. Until next time, Pile 2, I am sending you such beautiful energy, loving, abundant energy that you can get through your current period of stagnation and really realize that full, powerful energy that you possess to move your life forward. And until next time, I hope you take great care. Bye-bye, Pile 2. Hey, Pile 3. I'm so happy to have you here today. You chose the High Priestess from the Tarot of Unknown Shadows. This is a very different, unique sort of a High Priestess. And we're going to tap into your inner High Priestess energy today. We're going to get clear on whatever you most need to know from Source about your journey right now. So this can apply to whatever, obviously, period of time you're in. Whenever you're finding this reading, just trust that you're meant to be hearing it at that moment. And at the time of recording this, there's just definitely a lot going on for a lot of people that I know. So I feel like this was a good reading to bring forward. Let me know if you think so as well. And while I shuffle, before we get started, just like to have everybody ask that you please set your intentions for this reading prior to this reading. You should set your intentions throughout your day, every day. Just intend that you're going to put yourself into receiving mode, that you will be receptive and open to all the messages that are going to come forth for you. You're going to be in the best energy possible to receive all of this awareness and clarity and this beautiful insight from Source today. You can also select a sign that you'd like Spirit Source to convey to you as well, to use to help affirm and anchor these messages that you're going to receive. Helps to establish or continue to foster that sense of trust with Source. But of course, as I said, you know, even you just coming across this video is a sign in and of itself that you're meant to be seeing it. So let's get to it, Pile 3, and see what we have to share with you today. Piles 1 and 2 were pretty linked, but a little distinct. That rhymed, which is wonderful. I love that. And we'll see what comes through for you, Pile 3. What do we need to know right now, Source? What do you want to say to Pile 3? So we have the 3 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. We have the Devil. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. And these are incredibly crooked, and of course we don't love that. So I'm just going to take a moment to just get those straight, because that's important to me. And then I can do a better reading. So 2 majors coming out side by side for you, Pile 3. And I have to say, directly polarizing energies as well. We have the Devil, which is probably one of the most negative, if not the most negative card in the deck. And then the Wheel of Fortune, which is like a beautiful energy of abundance. And as I say that, we have the Tower coming out for the 3 of Cups. Wow. The 6 of Wands for the 10 of Cups. You have a lot happening for you right now, Pile 3. Most definitely. My throat is also starting to hurt as I'm doing this pile, so I don't know what that's about, but we'll find out. Like my neck and my throat. We have the World for the Devil. Oh, wow. My goodness. And we have the 4 of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, wow, wow. The underlying energy that supports the overall theme of the reading is the 2 of Cups. This could very likely concern a love relationship or a connection of some kind that you have to somebody. I need to get more clarity. This is really a lot. So let's get some Cartomancer cards. What is going on? What do we need Pile 3 to know? We have Consciousness. This is, I believe, the Black Joker, black version of the Joker. We have Feeling, the Ace of Clubs. And we have the Man card. It's an extra card in this deck. So this is definitely about a third party or a relationship of some kind. This person is impacting you in a very negative way, Pile 3. Whoever this is, whatever the energy of this person is, it feels to me like you're actually lacking the consciousness or the awareness to realize, or until recently, perhaps some of you have just now come into and shifted out of this energy of dealing with and showing up for this devil-like energy that's presenting. But what it's telling me is that there's a lot of resistance here, or inability to fully see how damaging the people are that are around you. I'm getting that in two ways. Again, because we have the Two of Cups, which can represent love, but also just the concept of connection. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is a card of community and friendships, and it represents multiple energies. And is clarified by the Tower. There are a lot of people, I think, around you, or more than one, several will say, that are not good energies to be around. They're definitely going to impact your sense of peace and well-being, perhaps physically for some of you, but certainly emotionally and spiritually. You know, Source is saying that in order to stay in this beautiful energy that you are able to cultivate within, which is the Ten of Cups, that energy of emotional fulfillment and happiness clarified by the Six of Wands, it's like being on top of the world, literally, with the world energy next to it, being victorious, being aligned and balanced, and kind of like having the world is your oyster, it being in the palm of your hand. All of this is at risk if you continue to stay engaged with certain energies. And it's twofold message with the Wheel of Fortune about a shift, a shifting out and needing to reject those energies going forward. But also for some of you, it's saying that there has been kind of a divine intervention that has taken that person away. Because they're not meant to be in your life, at least as of this time. Let's get some more information about that. What is this Wheel of Fortune energy with the Four of Cups, please? We have the Queen of Swords. There was likely some argument, or if not an argument, there was communication. It's kind of looking like it was from your end that you cut things off and sort of ended it and rejected that energy and are starting to move forward. We have the Chariot coming out. That's the energy of staying on your personal path. Movement forward. Yeah, we have the Emperor. So this is definitely about staying in your power, in your control, and having kind of a new start independent of this energy. So for a lot of you, kudos. You've already started to, you know, begin the Fool's journey, the start of this new venture, this new part of your life, this next chapter without this person. But for others of you, and maybe for those that have already taken that leap, this is just serving as a confirmation for you that you've made the right decision, the right choice. But for others of you, this is actually like a warning to stay away or to get away perhaps from certain people. And I hate to say that because, you know, always the energy and the insight that comes through from Source is going to be positive. So I'm conveying it in my own self of a need to kind of gravitate and be guided away from certain people. The true and kind of unfiltered, more authentic message would be, for your peace and your alignment, it is best if you do not rendezvous with these certain energies. If you sort of navigate away, if you decide to slightly disconnect and maybe hold space for them energetically and send them healing, send them support that way, or just know that, you know, there doesn't have to be this bad feeling between you, even if you choose to step away, but that ultimately stepping away is likely necessary at this time, that you're kind of being guided to do that, and that it's okay that that's what's happening, that you're feeling the need to sort of move out of that energy of interacting with a particular person or certain individuals that you may be connected to in your life. Everybody is not meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are meant for a season. And if that season is over, I think it's okay to honor that and acknowledge it and to, you know, move forward. We have the Nine of Cups coming out, which is about, again, self-fulfillment, kind of like an independent, solitary energy. And the Two of Swords. At times you get really stuck on what is the best course of action to take when it comes to certain people. And I think even for those that have stepped away, you're doubting, or there's a second guessing. There's almost a looking back behind you. You're like looking over your shoulder and just wondering, is this really what should have happened? I think it's important to know that, you know, you were in a very good place, for those of you that actually decided to step away and who took that next step. who made that choice. It was from a very aligned place. And I think that's important for you to have confirmation of that as well. You were definitely in a very clear, logical, but clear-headed state with the Queen of Swords presenting when you made that decision. I want to get some more information for you. This is a very interesting reading. The other two were pretty self-focused. This one, a little bit more of a third-party thing going on. Ace of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Wands. And the Ten of Swords. The cycles that you've been caught in with an energy of a person who's very hot and cold, or who's very passionate and inspired about you one day and very motivated to come forward or to engage with you, and then is sort of presenting with this very resistant or challenging energy for you, whether that's with you or against you, if you're having arguments or if things are not matching and meshing well, if the vibration is off between you, or again, if they're even resisting you altogether and you've been feeling like you've been forcing things, or if it's a challenge and a struggle to stay engaged and interacting with a certain person, Source is saying like that cycle is over. Whatever you've chosen to do or whatever path you're on, you are naturally kind of getting away from that energy. And it's a warning, again, a polite and helpful warning to stay on track with that, because it's necessary for you at this time. The Ace of Swords kind of cuts through any BS and says, this is what needs to happen, or this is what is best for you. Of course, any path you choose to take or any step you make in moving forward, you're never going to make any wrong decisions, because you can just have an infinite number of ships come in and paths you can take, and you may slightly delay yourself or get a little off course and then kind of like a GPS right your way back. But the path to your clearest, highest good truly is, in the decisions that I think you're either have just made, are about to make, or that you're feeling inclined to make about sort of cutting some certain people out of your life, pile 3. So I want to get some Queen of the Five Elements Oracle cards just to get some more information for you as well. And then we're going to pull some guidance for you. Just additional to close it out, see what you need to know. So grounding, this came out for pile 1. We have joy. Yeah, it's all about joy, pile 3. And for you to stay grounded and in your sense of joy, maybe your name is Joy, who knows? Yeah, it's important to just stay strong. Stay strong in your convictions, in your sense of power, and that Empress and Emperor energy, and the energy even of the High Priestess, like I pulled out today, staying connected to Source, staying under the influence of Source as much as possible. This breathe energy is, again, for me, about this idea of grounding and staying balanced and staying kind of very, again, in your consciousness, because that's been lacking lately, and staying grounded and staying mindful and seeing the whole picture and being in a balanced state. Look at all of the rocks that are kind of surrounding her in the background. Staying in that energy of confidence and assurity and clarity, because that's the best way forward. That's going to help you stay in that feeling of joy, pile 3. So let's get some guidance for you. First, from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle deck. What is the guidance for pile 3? Just whatever. You kind of already given us the guidance, but what else in closing do you want to share with pile 3, please? We have some jumpers. And interestingly enough, 2 of them came out for pile 1. So we have unleash your kindest self, breathe through the tension, and push through any insecurity. So there's a little slight bit of a people-pleasing energy here for you, pile 3. It's worrying about how other people are going to perceive your actions, or if they're going to understand, if they're hurt by them. Just a little bit of like I'm almost getting survivor's guilt, but it's kind of like as you're ascending and releasing some of these people and moving on with your life, I think there's a little bit of anxiety or resistance surrounding that because of how that other person or people are going to feel about it. This is kind of saying, you know, release any of that. You are a very kind person. You'll continue to be kind. I do think as long as you continue to show up in that energy of alignment and balance, then whatever decisions and choices that you make, as long as they're coming from that good place and they're well-intentioned and they're meant for self more than anything, it's okay to be a bit selfish. But if that's what, you know, the energy you're sitting in, then everything is a-okay. You are again a kind person and everything is fine. It's not a problem from an energetic perspective or as source sees it for you to make the choices you've made about moving away from certain people. So you can release any sort of lingering difficult feelings surrounding that. Lastly, from the Guiding Light Oracle deck, let's get some final closing guidance and words for pile 3, please. So, what is the guidance, final words for pile 3? We have conscious living. Those healthy changes you have been meaning to make, okay? These healthy changes you have been meaning to make that you've already made in some cases, pile 3, but for others of you that you're in the process of making, are imperative for you now. That's absolutely been the message this entire time, this entire reading. Super, super necessary. That is really, really powerful. And conscious living and consciousness and staying mindful. I love that. I love that. We have inner dialogue. In order for things around you to change, you must first change your inner dialogue. So I think this is also relating back to this breathe through the tension and release any insecurity. This is about continuing to have positive self-talk, staying confident, staying assured that you are a kind person, that you're making good choices, that it's okay that you're choosing yourself above all. That's going to, you know, help to kind of frame out what you're going to see and witness in your physical experience, and more importantly, what you're going to attract as well. And bumpy ride, don't be afraid to make a change, regardless of how hard you perceive it to be. It can be fun if you allow it and let go of the resistance to it. So release the resistance surrounding these choices, pile 3. Again, this is super, super important for your journey at this time. We have dreams. Your dreams may be more vivid and intense than usual, so that's kind of interesting. Whether they're lucid dreams or dreams, you know, daydreams that you're having, or they're dreams literally at night while you're sleeping, that just could be for somebody, a one-off. But I think it's kind of tied to this next energy here, purging process. You may be currently experiencing emotional discomfort that is disrupting your inner peace. So again, this is about releasing any of that emotional kind of disturbance and disruption that you're having about the changes that are undergoing and occurring in your life right now, or changes you're either feeling inclined to make or that you have just made. I really, really think that that's the biggest issue, is just you feeling okay and content with it, because it was definitely the right decision. Let's get one more for you. Here we go. Soar. You are getting ready to fly high above all your obstacles and embrace life in the most magical way. Like boom, mic drop. We could stop right here, and we are going to. This is the energy that Source wants to convey to you. Release all of your troubles, all of your obstacles. Let that baggage, that weight fall away. You're ready to soar, pile 3. Your life is about to ascend exponentially as a result of these decisions, as a result of these changes that are underway for you. So pile 3, I so hope that you've enjoyed this reading, that it has helped you. If you have appreciated the message today, I would love for you to decide to engage with the content or the channel if you see fit. Commenting, sharing this video perhaps with someone else who may benefit from these messages, as well as subscribing so that we're friends, and then you can come back again and visit me. You can also feel free in the meantime to peruse the other readings I have available in multiple playlists for you all. I hope to again see you for a future reading, a future video. Until next time, however, pile 3, I'm sending you so much loving, abundant energy, sending you a lot of peaceful energy as well, that you can kind of calm the mind, you know, calm the spirit and feel content about where your life is right now and trusting that it's going to get even better in the days ahead. And I hope you take great care. Bye, Pile 3.